Because I've seen in the comments that people aren't a fan. Very, very few, but there are those that do not want to, pay their taxes to the royals. I mean, the mass majority do. I mean, I would, especially after seeing that, but especially after seeing that. It's good context of, how much each person actually gives. It's nothing. It's really nothing. It's, less than pocket change right there. So those people just have to see that number. It's hardly anything. It's nothing. Hello and welcome back. Today I'm going to be watching and reacting to how rich is the royal family? This question has come up multiple times throughout my reactions to different videos. I've done one about property that the queen and the royals own and various videos that have to do with royalty and how much money these things are, which brings me to this video of how rich is the royal family. This will give me a better view of how much things cost that they do. The weddings that they do, I know are a lot of money, massive amount of money. And I would like to know, I hope they discuss how much money they kind of estimate that comes in from the royal weddings. I know they're always massively popular. I know a lot of people in the US watch them, and I can't imagine how much money is made through these royal weddings. Yes, they might cost millions of dollars, but they also might bring in quadruple the amount. So let's see what this is all about. This is CNBC Explains. Hopefully it's good, it has pretty good ratings, and let's get into it. Let's see what they have to say.
Royal weddings like Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's here in Windsor are expensive affairs. The last royal wedding for Prince William and Kate Middleton cost an estimated $34 million.
Woo.
And that's low compared to the price tag for Prince Charles and Princess Diana's wedding, which is predicted to have totaled a hefty $150 million in today's dollars. You've got to be...
That's like a high budget Hollywood film right there. Pretty high budget. That's crazy. But once again, how much money do they bring in? How much money does that bring in?
Pretty rich to foot bills this big. So just how rich is the royal family?
Yes. Yes.
The personal finances of Britain's royal family are kept very private, but let's try to break it down. What we do know is that Queen Elizabeth II is the wealthiest member of the royal family. Forbes estimates the Queen's personal net worth is around $530 million. That's a lot, but for context, not enough to put her on the list of the world's richest people. So where does the Queen's money come from? It's a little complicated, but it can all be traced back to three main sources: her personal wealth and income, the sovereign grant, and the privy purse. Okay, let's start with personal wealth and income.
A privy purse? Privy purse? I don't even know what that is. I don't know if it's a British thing that, you typically know, like a business thing here. Petty cash is a thing in business.
Includes assets from the Queen's investment portfolio and private estates. The Queen's personal investment portfolio includes things like her private jewelry and art. Then there's her property, like the Balmoral estate in Scotland and
Beautiful.
the Sandringham estate in the English countryside.
Beautiful.
The Queen inherited both from her father, and their combined value is estimated to be around $175 million. When it comes to her personal income, the Queen also has a lucrative hobby: horse racing. It's reported she's raked in $9 million over the past 3 decades from the sport. Okay, now let's look at the second source of the Queen's money, the sovereign grant. This is a lump sum the Queen receives from the government to pay for official duties, things like receptions, travel, and maintenance of the royal palaces. The sovereign grant for 2017 and 2018 is around $100 million. The Duke of Edinburgh, Queen Elizabeth's husband, receives an additional annual allowance from Parliament of nearly $500,000 to carry out his public duties. So where does the money in the sovereign grant come from? The short answer is UK taxpayers. In 2016 and 2017, the Queen collected around 90 cents per person in the country. That's the cost of one single first-class stamp. Okay,
I'm glad they explained how much that costs each individual, because I've seen in the comments that people aren't a fan. Very, very few, but there are those that do not want to, pay their taxes to the royals. I mean, the mass majority do. I mean, I would, especially after seeing that, but especially after seeing that. It's good context of, how much each person actually gives. It's nothing. It's really nothing. It's, less than pocket change right there. So those people just have to see that number. It's hardly anything. It's nothing. And for what they do out of that tiny amount out of each person's wallet, pretty much bank account, taxes, in my opinion, out of that little tiny tax that comes out of your taxes, I think they do a lot with it. a lot of good for the country, keeping and making those connections and just kind of keeping, your country strong. I like it. I like it.
Let's go back to the Queen's third source of income, the privy purse. This is a fancy way of referring to the money generated by a very large plot of land, property, and assets called the Duchy of Lancaster. The duchy's main purpose is to provide income for the Duke of Lancaster. That's a title that has represented the reigning sovereign since 1399. And yes, the Queen is sometimes referred to as the Duke of Lancaster. It's estimated the value of the Duchy of Lancaster is around $700 million. The Queen receives an annual income of around $25 million from that. The Queen's son, Charles, Prince of Wales, receives a similar income from the Duchy of Cornwall. That's because he's heir to the crown. His estimated net worth is around $400 million. In total, the Queen's immediate family is valued at more than $1 billion. Wealth estimates for the younger generation of royals are around $30 million for Prince William, $7 million for the Duchess of Cambridge, and $25 million for Prince Harry. This all adds up.
So Charles will be worth more than $1 billion, eventually. Wow.
To a lot of money. But sometimes people think the royal family is worth even more. Well, it turns out a lot of the most valuable assets aren't actually owned by the royal family. They're part of two separate funds. One is an organization called the Crown Estate, valued at a whopping $17 billion. It's a real estate business that includes major chunks of property around the United Kingdom. The Crown Estate is managed by an independent board of directors, and its profits go to the UK Treasury. The second fund is the Royal Collection Trust. This includes a lot of the things you would typically associate with Britain's royal family. We're talking palaces, famous art collections, and of course, the crown jewels. The total value of the royal collection is estimated to be around $15 billion. But since it's part of a trust that's passed down from generation to generation, the Queen doesn't personally own these valuable assets. There's no question the royal family is rich, but simply measuring up their assets might not give us a full picture of their wealth. It's estimated the monarchy's brand brings in more than $1 billion to the UK economy every year. Now that's a number fit for a queen.
Cheesy ending, but I like it. I like it. I thought that was very good. I mean, straight to the point. I don't know how massively accurate these are. I'm assuming, they did some due diligence behind this, CNBC. But the Crown Estate, I learned, thankfully to you all that talked about it in the comments, because I had no idea what the difference was between family owned and crown owned or crown estate. So thank you for all that knowledge. And this is one that I did not even think about. It's the brand, the royal brand, the merchandise of royalty. She's holding the Queen bobblehead right there. It looks like a bobblehead. Once again, even in the US is popular. In fact, I should buy something that is anything British. I think I have a mug, I have a cup, and I used to have the Who t-shirt, I think, so that doesn't count, but I need something. I should buy something. I'm learning so much. And real quick, because I haven't really kept up with Harry, says he's worth around 25 million. Does he still get funds, get money through the royal family? I'm not sure if he's completely, booted, if he's still, supported in some way. If I just don't know. He is currently living a little bit, I think an hour north of Los Angeles, but that was a random thought that came up when I saw this picture. I just don't know the whole thing. I don't keep up with all of that, other than seeing little headlines here and there. Same question to you as they asked, do you believe that the royals are worth more or less, or do you think they're fairly spot on with this? I know it's all kind of hidden and shrouded in some way. They don't, of course, make it public, kind of like, the Vatican. You have no idea how much, the Vatican is worth or has, the Catholic Church. Same kind of thing where they just keep it, hidden. You need money to make money, and they're definitely not lacking on that. Good video though. I like this. I really like this, and I hope we get in good discussions in the comments. But until next time, thanks for watching and have a good rest of your day.